Hello YouTube, my name is Nero, and today we have some Call of Duty Black Ops 3 and another episode of Dear Nero, which of course is the weekly series here on my channel, where subscribers send me in fan mail and or fan questions, and I do best to go and answer them. To cover on the gameplay today, we're playing some Black Ops 3 as usual, mostly with Dear Nero. I put Black Ops 3 gameplay because it's a very new game, although occasionally I like to switch up the gameplay for Dear Nero, depending on like what games I've been playing a lot of that week. But Black Ops 3 obviously just came out, so I've still been playing a ton of Black Ops 3, and as a result I have a lot of Black Ops 3 gameplay to show you guys. Hopefully you guys will sit back, relax, and enjoy that, and hopefully you guys are having a happy Thanksgiving, at least if you live here in the United States. So today, at the time of this video being recorded and this video being uploaded, it is November 25th, and Thanksgiving here in the States is on November 26th, so chances are a lot of you guys are actually traveling, or a lot of you guys are with family and whatnot, so hopefully you guys are safe, hopefully you guys are enjoying the holiday, hopefully you guys are enjoying your time off school, your time off work, and just the time that you have to spend with your family and whatnot, because that's what Thanksgiving's all about. I'm actually heading out to my dad's side of the family tomorrow. I've already had Thanksgiving with my mom's side of the family. We did that this past Sunday because we have like conflicting work schedules and whatnot, and it was easiest for everybody to get together last Sunday, so that's when we had that side of the family's Thanksgiving. And the other side of the family's Thanksgiving is going to be tomorrow, actually on the day of Thanksgiving, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. And yeah, so I just want to wish you guys all happy Thanksgiving. Hopefully you guys are staying safe, hopefully you guys are enjoying yourselves, and hopefully you guys will enjoy this week's episode of Dear Nero as we hop into the questions here. The first question he is going to write: Dear Nero, it's been like 3 weeks since the release of Black Ops 3, but Sledgehammer Games is still releasing content for Advanced Warfare. What is your opinion on this? Do you think that other developers should do this for their games, and would this influence you to go back and play some Advanced Warfare? On a different note, are there any games that you played that came out this year that aren't shooter games? I'll be honest, I don't really like the Treyarch games, so I've been playing Guitar Hero Live, and I personally love the game, and the changes that they did from the previous installments, like from 5 years ago, I think was the last release. A simple reply would be appreciated. Kevin from Oregon. So Kevin, the first part of the question there, what about Advanced Warfare? They have actually been changing a lot of things about Advanced Warfare, at least updating some things. So they came out with some new weapons. I know one of the new weapons is called a lever action rifle. Like, that's all I know about it. And is it like a sniper? Is it an assault rifle? Like, what is it? I don't know. I didn't go back and play it. I do know they came out with new guns. I do know they came out with like new customization sets and whatnot. I do know that I believe it's double XP weekend right now for Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Like, they're continuing to support the game, even though the game is kind of out of its prime. It's out of its yearly cycle. Call of Duty games usually go on a yearly cycle, and when the next Call of Duty game comes out, typically most people go on to the next Call of Duty game and kind of forget about the older ones. Will I be going back to play Advanced Warfare? Probably not. I've talked about it a number of times here on my YouTube channel. It wasn't really for me. Like the exosuits and whatnot, it was not for me. The movement system really was not my favorite part of Advanced Warfare. I did not enjoy the movement system for the most part. When it first came out, it was fun, it was refreshing, it was innovative, but after a couple of months of that, it's like, okay, well, I don't like this new movement system that much. I don't like how random it makes the game. It does make it so the game was very random. You couldn't hear people very well in that game, so people are zipping and zapping all around the map, jumping and sliding and dashing and boosting, and then suddenly you're always getting dropped from behind. You can't hear them coming. It seemed like a very random Call of Duty, and for me, random doesn't necessarily mean fun in the Call of Duty space. I know random can mean fun in a lot of different kind of games, but in first-person shooters, third-person shooters, like competitive online games like that, I don't think random necessarily means fun. And so as a result, I didn't have a ton of fun with Advanced Warfare during like the last 6 months of its life cycle, as compared to like what I typically do with Call of Duty, whereas I usually like it the entire year or even more. Like if you go like back to Black Ops 2, I've been liking that game for several years now, but for the last 6 months of Advanced Warfare, the exosuits and the movement system really got to me. I just really didn't enjoy it that much, and as a result, I played a lot less Call of Duty over the last 6 months of Advanced Warfare's life cycle than I typically ever have with any Call of Duty game that's ever come out. So will I go back to play Advanced Warfare? I don't think. So adding in some new weapons, I'd rather play with the new weapons we have available to us here in Black Ops 3. I would rather play with those things. Although they have been adding a lot of new stuff to the game, they have been doing a lot of post shall we call it post Prime support, for their game, because typically when a new Call of Duty game comes out, the developer all but abandons their most recent game and starts working on their next one. I mean, the last time they actually worked on a game after its quote-unquote prime time was, what was it, Black Ops 2? Back, I think Ghost was out at the time, and they ended up releasing some new camos for Black Ops 2, even though Ghost was out, because so many people went back to play Black Ops 2 because they were disappointed by Ghost. And so this is like the first time they've ever actually done that. Sledgehammer's actually working with this. They're adding in new weapons, they're adding in double XP weekends. Like, they're basically making it so if you want to continue to play Advanced Warfare, you can, but they're not going to be like, they're not breaking the bank with it. They're not going all out. They're not investing a lot of time and a lot of energy into it. They're just adding a couple new weapons here or there. They're giving us double XP weekends here and there. They're giving us new sets every now and again and stuff like that. So I think it's pretty awesome. Do I think more developers should do that? For sure, yeah. I mean, what if people don't like Black Ops 3? Well, there's a lot of people that probably still like to play Advanced Warfare, and for those people, it's nice if you continue to give them updates and continue to support the game, rather than just saying, well, dead game, Black Ops 3's out, we don't need to work on Advanced Warfare anymore. Like, I don't think that's a very good way to go about it. So it is awesome that they're paying attention to Advanced Warfare. It's just, I don't really have any intentions right now to go back. That's not to say, in 6 months or so, I won't go back. You never know, because Advanced Warfare had some really cool maps, had some really cool guns, and who knows, I might end up going back to it in the future. The second part of your question was, am I playing any non-shooter games right now because you've been really enjoying Guitar Hero Live, because you're not a big fan of Treyarch games and Black Ops 3? Well, the games I'm playing right now, a lot of these are shooters, I'll admit, a lot of these are shooters, but of course, number one is Black Ops 3, number two would be Fallout 4, which you could consider to be a shooter, I suppose. I've been playing a lot of Fallout 4. I think I'm like well over 2 days of playtime into that now. But I guess it's more of an RPG than a shooter, because you never shoot a bullet in that game and win, I guess, get to the end. I've also been playing a lot of Heroes of the Storm, because I love Heroes of the Storm. You guys know that. I've been starting to get back into WoW just a little bit. All the Legion stuff is coming out, man. All the hype for that. I'm starting to get a little bit more back into that. And to a lesser extent, I've been playing a little bit of Hearthstone, but I haven't really been enjoying that a whole lot. But some of the games, like, if you're looking for non-shooter games, if that's what you're looking for with this question, like recommendations, Heroes of the Storm, I love it. Hearthstone, I love it. I love WoW. That's a very fun game. Like, basically anything on, like, Battle.net, like, made by Blizzard, I love all those games. If you're looking for some games on Steam that I could recommend to you, definitely try out City Skylines if you're really into like city builders. I still think Civilization 5 is a fantastic game. It's really fun to go back and play. Beyond Earth wasn't my cup of tea, but who knows? Maybe if you like Civilization Beyond Earth over Civilization 5, you could try that game out as well. And yeah, so that's a list of some of the games that I play. I don't play like a wide variety of games, but the games I do play, I put a ridiculous amount of play time into. And obviously, I'm a big fan of shooter games. I'm looking at my Steam library here. I'm like, holy crap, a lot of these are shooter games. So you got Borderlands, Borderlands 2, Borderlands a pre-sequel, COD 4, World at War, CSGO, DayZ, which may be considered to be a shooter game. Really depends on what you want to do with it. Skyrim isn't a shooter game, but Fallout 4 could be considered a shooter game. Fallout New Vegas could be considered a shooter game. Left 4 Dead 2, Left 4 Dead 1, those could be shooter games. Payday the Heist, that could be a shooter game. Sniper Elite V2, Sniper Elite Nazi Zombie Army, Sniper Elite Nazi Zombie Army 2. You have all these games in here that are just like, they could be considered to be shooter games, I suppose, like Wolfenstein New Order, Wolfenstein The Old Blood, and it's like, yeah, I guess a lot of these are shooter games. I've never realized how much games I own that were actually shooters, but those are some recommendations for you guys. There's some games I really like. Anything Blizzard, really. Like, I'm even starting to get into StarCraft and Diablo a little bit. Like, Blizzard just makes a lot of really cool games, and I definitely would recommend trying them out if you guys haven't already. Moving on to the next question, he is going to write, Dear Nero, since the release of Black Ops 3, I've noticed that a lot of score streaks can't be shot down, such as the Hater, the Raps, the Wraith, and worst of all, the Mothership. I was wondering if you think it needs to be changed or stay the way it is. I personally think it should change because I don't want to go on an 11 kill streak to get a Wraith for no reason. Juan from Connecticut. So Juan, totally, right? Nobody likes to earn a kill streak then have it be shot down, but at the same time, they kind of need to be shot down, at least a lot of them. Some of them you can make it so they can't be shot down. So for example, like the Hater, make it so that stays up permanently, because that's what it was like in the past. The Blackbird from the original Black Ops, the Orbital VSAT from Black Ops 2, those were kill streaks that couldn't be shot down. They were permanent, and they had the same effect as the Hater. Here in Black Ops 3, they give you ability to shoot down the Hater, but it's kind of difficult, right? The Raps, though, the deploy ships, they can be blown up. I've blown a number of them up myself. The Wrath can be shot down. The Mothership, I'm yet to actually see one of those, but I assume it can be shot down. It's weird. I have several days of playtime in Black Ops 3. I'm yet to see the mothership. But then again, it's like the biggest, highest kill streak in the game. And when I'm in a lobby with my friends and whatnot, typically the other team, like, they'll occasionally go on a good streak. Occasionally they'll get a wrath. Occasionally they'll get a wraps and whatnot. But never has anyone ever actually gotten a mothership, either on my team or on the other team when I was in a game. But yeah, a lot of these things can be shot down. Like, every single kill streak pretty much can be shot down in Black Ops 3. Do I think it needs to change? No, necessarily, but at the same time, it's like, it really devalues the idea of kill streaks. During the past 5-day double XP weekend that we had, I couldn't run any regular lethal kill streaks whatsoever. I just didn't even bother doing it because everything was being shot down. It got to the point because people realized that you could get a bunch of XP for shooting down UAVs and counter UAVs and haters that are popping up in the air. Like, so every time I put up a UAV, it'd be up for a couple of seconds and bam, an enemy has destroyed your UAV. And the same thing for counter UAVs. And it's like, wow, man, every single thing I'm putting up in the air, it's just getting demolished. Now, you can put up some things that maybe can't get blown up. So one of the things I used to do, like back in Black Ops 2, which I could do again here in Black Ops 3, is if the other team is shooting down a lot of your kill streaks, the next game, just change out your kill streaks to like UAV, Lightning Strike, and Hellstorm. You can shoot down a Hellstorm, but it's very hard, although the Hellstorm's kind of weak in this game compared to its Black Ops 2 counterpart. But yeah, running Lightning Strike and Hellstorm, they can't shoot those down for the most part. And so as a result, you can actually get some benefit from them. But yeah, typically I like to run UAV, counter UAV, and hater. And when people decide, hey, we're going to be shooting down your stuff, there's not much you can do about it. You're just like, well, I guess my kill streaks aren't going to do anything in this game. That really kind of stinks. But at the same time, you have to have a counter to kill streaks. Otherwise, it's going to be crazy. Otherwise, it's insane. And even going all the way back, there's always been a counter to kill streaks. If you go back to Modern Warfare 2 when kill streaks first became a big thing in Call of Duty, I was that guy in Ground War running around with my silenced UMP with cold-blooded. I'll be the guy shooting down air support with my Stinger missiles. Going back to COD 4, if the enemy team got a helicopter on me, you best believe I'm pulling out the rocket launcher sometimes. Not all the time, but in that game, if you were to hit it with like an RPG and then just like spray it a couple of times with whatever gun you're using, you could typically take it down. I believe one RPG hit plus an M48-3 hit with the sniper rifle would take down a helicopter in that game. So there's always been kind of like a counter to air support in Call of Duty. I wish... It's a tough line. It's a really tough line to draw because, like, you want your kill streaks to work, but you don't want them to reign supreme at the same time. You want there to be a counter for it, right? But right now, the counter is very easy. People are just like, oh, let's just get rid of it. Let's just get rid of all the kill streaks. And it's like, well, that kind of stinks, I suppose, when those people are on the other team. But what are you going to do? I can't think of any clear way to fix it. I mean, it's just if people want to shoot down your air support, they're going to shoot down your air support. And you kind of just have to hope and pray that they decide not to. I guess that's really the only answer I have for you guys. But, yeah, I mean, I still enjoy Black Ops 3. I still enjoy Call of Duty. It's a really tough line to draw. I don't know if there's necessarily like a perfect solution to it. I think there's a lot of gray area there. So let me know in the comments, what would you guys do to fix it? If you have any ideas whatsoever, because I'm kind of stumped on it. Really am. I guess you can make it so some kill streaks can't be shot down, but what kill streaks would those be? And just, I don't know. There's a lot of gray area there. Next question. He is going to rate Dear Nero. If you could choose one Pokemon to have in real life, what would it be? Riley from Canada. Welcome back, Riley from Canada. It has been a long time since you've been on the show. If you guys are a longtime fan of Dear Nero, Riley of Canada is somewhat of a legend here on the show. He used to be featured like on every single episode. Like Michael from the Music City, it gets featured on a lot of recent episodes of Dear Nero. Well, Riley from Canada was like the old school Michael from the Music City. Like he was on like every episode of Dear Nero somehow. But you asked the question, if I could choose one Pokemon to have in real life, what would it be? And this is going to be one I want you guys to participate in. I want to know in the comment section below, what Pokemon, if they were real, would you have in real life? If you could have only one, what Pokemon would it be? And I think I've answered a question similar to this before, and I've got a couple of fun examples. My answer would be Bulbasaur. He's my favorite. If you guys are a fan of like my Let's Play channel, and I do like a playthrough of Pokemon Fire Red, or I did playthroughs of like other Pokemon games as well, Bulbasaur has always been my favorite. He's been my favorite Pokemon ever since I first got into it back in the 90s. Bulbasaur was always my favorite because so many people, they always chose Squirtle, they always chose Charmander, or sometimes depending if they like played Yellow or whatever, like they would go with Pikachu. Nobody ever wanted Bulbasaur, so I chose Bulbasaur. I loved Bulbasaur. Venusaur is awesome. Ivysaur is cool. I like Bulbasaur. He's my favorite. If Pokemon were real, Bulbasaur would be pretty fun because he's like a plant-style Pokemon, so I picture he would just eat plants. I don't think it'd be hard to feed him. I'd have to look up the stats on this, but I'm pretty sure he's like a foot something tall. Maybe he's under 3 feet. He's got to be under 3 feet, right? He's got to be like under 50 pounds, right? You would assume. So like he wouldn't be much bigger than a dog, so it would be okay because I live like close to Lake Erie. So what would I pick? Like a Gyarados? Like I would have to like own like lakefront property to take care of a Gyarados. Like, how would that work? It's a 20-foot tall sea monster. How am I supposed to keep track of a Gyarados? But Bulbasaur, I'm going to look this up. I'm going to look this up live here on the show. I want to find out the Bulbasaur statistics here. I want to know exactly how big and how, what are the size dimensions on a Bulbasaur, I suppose. Oh, cool. You know, if you type in, like, Bulbasaur just on Google, it gives you, like, a little fact sheet here on the right. He's 2 feet tall and 4 inches, so that's a rather small little Pokemon right there. What is his height? He's only 15.2 pounds. Yeah, Bulbasaur would be perfect as like a house pet. He's 2 feet, 4 inches tall, weighs 15.2 pounds. I could just make it so he doesn't evolve. I mean, Venusaur would be pretty big, but like you look at like a Gyarados and stuff, it'd be freaking giant. You know, it'd just be insane. You know, what Pokemon would you guys go with? I would love to know. A lot of people live in different areas. A lot of people have different interests. A lot of people started playing Pokemon at like different times. Like, so you guys didn't start with Gen 1, maybe you started with Gen 4. Like, what Pokemon would you guys like to have in real life? If you could only have one, I would love to know about that. And I have a feeling a lot of people are going to be picking like the psychic types and stuff like that. But I think Bulbasaur, he's definitely my favorite. Next question. He is going to write, Dear Nero, I've been playing Black Ops 3 lately, and I've noticed that a lot of people vote for the beta maps, such as Combine or Hunted, and I was wondering if you have noticed this as well, and what are your thoughts? I have no problem with it because I love the beta maps, love your videos, and keep up the great work. Devin from Massachusetts. So Devin, totally people vote for those maps all the time. So the 4 beta maps, if you count like the 4th one they released later on, were Evac, Combine, Hunted, and Stronghold. I would say Evac, Combine, Hunted are easily 3 of the best maps in the game. Right? I think a lot of people vote for them because they have that familiarity, like they're used to playing on these maps from the beta. They know the maps pretty well. If they're like me, they end up playing the maps so ridiculously much, like you put well over a day of playtime into the beta, and you just know the maps inside and out for a multitude of game modes. And overall, I think that they're very good. Like, even though like we have that bias that we played them early, and we knew about those maps ahead of time, and we were able to put several hours on those maps for even the launch of Black Ops 3, I would say that they're still like the best maps in the game. Like, I would say Combine is amazing. Evac, if you want to use a submachine gun, or if you want to use a shotgun, like especially, like Evac is the map. Like, I love domination on Evac. One of my favorite like game mode / map combinations, I suppose, in Black Ops 3 is Evac domination. Combine is amazing for like every single game mode. I love Combine, demolition, domination, kill confirmed, safeguard. I don't care. Like, I love Combine. It's a fun map. Hunted's okay. It's a bigger map. It's definitely a bigger map, and I usually do well on it. I like the way the map is laid out, but it's just a little bit bigger. So, like, using a shotgun or using, like, an SMG is sometimes a bit difficult. I tend to use assault rifles a bit more on Hunted. But, like, Ground War on Hunted, any mode, like Ground War Safeguard on Hunted is very, very fun. Stronghold's okay. I like Stronghold. It's definitely not my favorite map, I would say, but it's definitely a very good, solid map. If Stronghold gets voted for, I think it's a good choice. So I would say that I feel as though they picked, like, the cream of the crop. Like, I think they understood that these were some of their best maps that they had in the game, and I think that's the reason why they put them in the beta. You know, there's a reason why, like, Exodus wasn't in the beta, but you have to wonder, if Exodus was in the beta, would we have a different opinion on Black Ops 3, and would we have a different opinion on Exodus? Like, I've complained about Exodus before. I feel as though it's just a bad map. I don't like Exodus whatsoever. It's definitely my least favorite map in Black Ops 3. And I wonder if that map were in the beta, and we were like kind of like forced to play like, you know, hours upon hours upon hours on it, you know, would we think differently, or would I think differently about that map? I don't know. I mean, it's entirely possible. Would I like the map if I played a bunch of it during the beta? I just personally don't think it's a very well-designed map. But again, if we played it during the beta and we were forced to play it a ton and forced to adapt to it and forced to get used to it, and we learned how the whole Black Ops 3 system worked on that map the same way we did with Combine and with Evac and Hunted and Stronghold, I would say maybe I would like the map more. I don't know, but I will say I feel as though those 4 maps that they feature in the beta are some of the strongest maps they have in the game. Some other ones I like are like Aquarium. I think Aquarium is a fantastic map. I love playing on Aquarium. Fringe, I'm kind of torn on. Sometimes I love Fringe, depending on the game mode. I love Fringe or I hate Fringe. It just really depends on the game mode. So there's a lot of like really good maps in Black Ops 3. I'd say the only one I don't like playing on is Exodus. I think Exodus is like the aftermath, which if you guys don't know, I hate aftermath of Black Ops 2. I think Exodus is like the aftermath of Black Ops 3. Next question, he is going to write, Dear Nero, I was wondering if any of your custom classes have changed after the weapon patches from the ones in your video. Do you run different attachments than before, or is it basically the same? Thanks, Cole from Pennsylvania. So Cole, definitely, yeah, my classes have changed a ton. They change all the time. They're ever changing in Black Ops 3. I typically make a custom class guide every single year whenever a new Call of Duty game comes out, because people want to see what classes I recommend, what classes I'm using, and what classes I'm having success with. But my classes constantly constantly change. Like I plan on making like a number of custom class tutorials throughout the entirety of the Black Ops 3 life cycle, and I might even go even further to kind of say like, okay, so let's make individual weapon class guides. Like, hey, here's the Kuda. This is the gun I have by far the most kills with in Black Ops 3. I love the Kuda. This is how I run my Kuda. How do you guys run your Kuda? Like, how does this work? Let's talk about the Kuda. Let's have a nice little powwow discussion about the Kuda submachine gun, which it's actually a fact. That's my most used weapon in Black Ops 3. I love it. I have it gold and everything. It's so good looking. Like, I'm getting to the point where it's like, I should work on some other submachine guns. So I'm like, nah, I like the Kuda. Let's go back to the Kuda. Yeah, I might do stuff like that in the future. But yeah, my classes are constantly changing. Every single day, my classes change, I suppose. But I just make that video as kind of like a starting point, I suppose. Like, hey, these are some of the classes I've enjoyed through the first couple days of the game being out. These are the classes that work well for me. Typically, like a few months into the life cycle, I'll make another custom class guide. Like, hey, these are some classes I like running. These are some classes I think are pretty good. They're obviously going to be different than the ones I liked when the game first started, because I'm constantly changing out things and trying out different combinations and whatnot. And so yeah, I think there's gonna be more custom class guides here on my channel, to maybe just like full-on custom class guides. Like, hey, here are 7 classes I like to use, or maybe they'll be more personal. Like, hey, here's the Kuda submachine gun. Let's talk about the Kuda submachine gun. Or hey, here's the Man of War. I love this thing. Let's use the Man of War and show you guys how I like to run it and stuff like that. So we'll have to see what we're gonna be doing with that. But yeah, my classes they're changing a lot. It really depends on what I feel like running that day, what game mode I'm playing, what maps are coming up, whatnot. Just my classes change all the time. Next question, he is going to write, Dear Nero, recently I've seen several YouTubers upload supply drop openings from the Black Ops 3 black market, and I was wondering if you were going to save up your crypto keys and record a supply drop opening video yourself. Any response appreciated. Subscriber for over 3 years and a massive fan, Oliver. Oliver, thank you first and foremost for all the continued support of me and my YouTube channel. 3 years is a very long time, and it's so crazy to me. Like, okay, so I was talking on Twitter. This is completely off topic, but yeah, the other night on Twitter, I forget where I saw it, but I saw somebody in the comments of a video or something like that use the word gnarly, and I put on Twitter, I'm like, we as a society need to re-embrace the word gnarly, because that is just a fun word that people used to use like back in the 80s, and people don't use it anymore, right? And then a lot of people were like, no, that's a stupid word and whatnot. It was kind of like a fun little banter back and forth and whatnot. But then I was reminded that I actually have a montage called Gnarly. It's called Gnarly Call of Duty 4 or something like that, and that montage was over 3 years old. I'm like, gosh, I have a montage I forgot even existed named Gnarly from Call of Duty 4. Like, that's how long I've been on YouTube. Like, I have videos I forget I even made, and it's just kind of insane that way. And we've been here for a while. Like, 3 years on YouTube is a very long time. Again, NerosCinema was made on was it July 2nd, I think, of 2011. Like, I've been on YouTube for a very long time. At least with this channel, I've been on YouTube even longer than that. So like, to see somebody like you, Oliver, it's been around for over 3 years. That's awesome. Thank you for all your continued support. Will I be making supply drop opening videos here in Black Ops 3? Yes, actually. I'm saving up my crypto keys. I have like 50 of them right now. I'm not sure like what total I want to have. Like, do I want to save up till I have 100 crypto keys and open up 10 supply drops? Do I want to save up till I have 200 and get 20 of them? Like, we'll have to see. Depends how quickly I get them, I suppose. But yeah, I am saving those up because people like to see that kind of stuff. People like to see videos of supply drops being opened. It's really cool to see the reactions. Like, if you actually get something cool, I did the same thing back in Advanced Warfare. I'd buy a bunch of advanced supply drops. Like, hey, let's open up some supply drops today. And you guys really seem to enjoy watching those videos. Like, in terms of audience retention, to get on like the YouTube side of things, I suppose. In terms of audience retention, those were like some of my best videos. People watch those videos from start to end because they wanted to see all the things that came out of there. It's a very engaging video. People love to watch like pack openings and things like that. So yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna be doing that with our crypto keys here. It's so hard. Like, I kept thinking to myself, like, ever since launch, like, yeah, I should save these up and make a video out of it. But I'm like, but I already have 10 of them. I could open it up. What if I get a cool new camo? And then like I would just like open it up for stuff like that. And then I'm like, I should really save these. And yeah, so I am saving them. I have like 50 plus crypto keys right now. And yeah, I'm not sure when I'm going to make the video. Depends on how many I want to open in one video. We'll definitely have to see. Next and final question, although it's not a question so much, if you actually pay attention to the very beginning of Dear Nero, this is a weekly series where subscribers send me in fan mail and or fan questions. I think this would definitely fall under the category of fan mail. He is going to write, I've watched this series for longer than I've been subscribed to you. Every time I watch it, my day either lights up or it distracts me with the questions from the episode. I just wanted to say that you are an amazing YouTuber who sounds very humble for the position you are in. You have such a cool intro, very detailed and relevant videos, and I am never disappointed when I see your new video in my subscription box. I hope you keep making videos for a long time for me and the rest of your fan base. P.S. I love your new channel, banner, background, or whatever it's called. I hope you have a wonderful day. And this actually came in from Mr. Beast 26. Thank you so much, Mr. Beast 26. It definitely means a lot. Now that we're like 171 episodes here into Dear Nero, there's occasionally weeks where it's just like, do I really want to make Dear Nero this week? And I find like I get messages like this that people really enjoy watching Dear Nero. People really enjoy the videos I put out, and that is like the driving motivation for my YouTube channel. Is every day I wake up like anything, like any normal human being. Like sometimes you just wake up and you're just like, I don't want to do anything today. I'm just feeling so blah. I'm having a bad day. I'm not in a good mood. Things like that. And I see messages like this from people like you, Mr. Beast, or if I get messages like this on YouTube or on Twitter or on Facebook or whatever, if I get things like this that remind me that yes, people are actually watching these. People do enjoy the videos I make. They do appreciate the time and effort I put into my videos. I love that, and that's what continues to drive me every single day to wake up and be like, you know what? I can't disappoint them. Can't disappoint them. Let's get a video out today. Let's put something together. Let's have some fun. Let's do something cool. And every single day I try to strive to do that. And thank you guys for all your continued support of me and my YouTube channel here. We're getting closer and closer to 400,000 subscribers, which I think is just insane. We have passed over 50 million total views, which again, completely insane. This past November has been the best month I've ever had on YouTube in terms of like a subscription count and like a view count and all that stuff. And you guys are really supporting all the Black Ops 3 videos. I want to thank you guys all from the bottom of my heart. You guys are definitely making this this ride here on YouTube awesome. You're making it so much fun. And yeah, just once again, I want to thank you guys all for that. Thank you for all your continued support of me and my YouTube channel and all my endeavors here on the interwebs. And again, just thank you guys so much, because you guys, without a fan base, without a subscriber base, I mean, what is a YouTube channel? It just doesn't exist. So thank you guys all. I owe you guys everything. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys all enjoyed this week's episode of Dear Nero. If you guys would like to submit your questions for the next episode of Dear Nero, simply send me a personal message here on YouTube. It's actually pretty simple. If you go to my YouTube channel, there's going to be a bunch of different tabs. You can find the About tab, and from there, you'll find the Send Message button. If you're watching this on mobile, like a tablet or a phone, it's not going to be there for whatever reason. I don't know why YouTube just doesn't have a Send Message button on mobile, so you have to actually request to view my YouTube channel in desktop mode, and then from there, you'll be able to go to the About section, then you'll be able to find the Send Message button, right? So that's all you got to do. Send me a personal message here on YouTube. It's very simple. If I could ask one thing of you guys, please try to preface your message with Dear Nero. That way, when I'm scrolling through my inbox, I can find the ones that were specifically sent for Dear Nero as compared to messages that may have been sent for other things. All right, so that's all I ask of you guys. I hope you guys will enjoy this week's episode of Dear Nero. Thank you guys once again for all your continued support of me and my YouTube channel. Thank you guys for continuing to watch this series and continuing to support the series. 171 episodes in. It's freaking insane. I'm surprised I still have questions to answer at this point. But every single week, you guys submit new questions and new stuff I want to discuss, new things to interact with you guys about, and I love it. Fun series to do every single week, and thank you guys for your continued support. So once again, I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to leave a rating, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.